Welcome back to another video with your boy Shifty from Shifty's 49ers Talk. In this video, we're going to talk about the 49ers trade for edge rusher Bryce Huff. The 49ers traded Bryce Huff from the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to talk about it all in the video right here, right now. But first, let's run the intro. Shortly after the 2025 NFL Draft, the 49ers made a move and we sent a conditional 5th round pick to the Philadelphia Eagles for edge rusher Bryce Huff. Now, Bryce Huff is a guy who's 27 years old. He is a 5-year veteran. Initially came out in 2020, an undrafted free agent, and actually played with the Jets for a number of years from 2020 to 2023. Then he went to the Philadelphia Eagles. They gave him a decently sized contract, but it just didn't work out there. So if we look kind of at the history of Bryce Huff, he played a number of years with the New York Jets under Robert Saleh, and I think the big year that he had was 2023. He only played about 40% or so of the snaps, so a lot of obvious pass rushing situations, third downs, second and longs and what have you, fourth downs, of course. But he had 10 sacks that year. Really have had a lot of impact, in terms of just being able to rush the passer. He is the guy who is just that lightning quick right off the snap. Think D Ford, maybe not as prolific as D Ford, although D Ford, unfortunately had so many injury issues, which is something that Bryce Huff hasn't had, which is good. But D Ford, when he was on the field, he was just a menace. But this is something where Bryce Huff is going to be very similar to a D Ford type player. So I think that bodes really well for the 49ers. I think he's a really good complement opposite of Nick Bosa. So the deal, we gave up a 5th round pick in 2026 for him. It is a conditional pick, which could move to the 4th round. Now, as far as I'm aware right now, that pick, I don't know what the conditions are for it to move up to a 4th round pick. My guess is it's probably something to do with maybe sack numbers, maybe if he gets to a Pro Bowl, or possibly the amount of snaps or starts or what have you. But there are conditions there. I'm not fully aware of them. If you guys know it, drop them in the comments below. But look, overall, I think this is a really shrewd move from the 49ers. He's on a 1-year deal, just under $8 million against the cap. If you're getting a guy who can have a double-digit sack season for that kind of money in the NFL, that's just an absolute bargain, steal of the century type thing. So this has the potential to be a really, really good move. Of course, which, anyone following the Niners knows that Robert Saleh is back as defensive coordinator, and that's just like one of my favorite moves. Probably my favorite move of the entire offseason was being able to get Robert Saleh back as our defensive coordinator, reuniting Bryce Huff. And now Bryce Huff is going to get to play opposite a guy like Nick Bosa. Then you're going to have a very talented, albeit raw, but very talented guy like Mykel Williams, who we drafted in the 1st round, who's definitely grown on me. I did a live stream on draft night, and I maybe had a couple of players ahead of Mykel Williams, so I wasn't the happiest when we drafted him. But since then, I've kind of changed my tune on him, watched a lot more of him, and just seeing tape, seeing videos on him. Great character guy as well, and I'm really excited to see him play. But it's just just Bryce Huff, Nick Bosa, Mykel Williams, and then you still have guys like Sam O, Robert Beal, who are way down on the list there. But I think it really bodes well for the edge position. The Niners clearly made it an emphasis to build up the defensive line, and especially at the edge position, where you trade for Bryce Huff, you draft Mykel Williams, 11 overall. You have Nick Bosa there. You bring back, Sam O is there, Robert Beal as your 5th guy. That's really not too bad. So I think the Niners are in a good situation here. I do want to sum up this video with it's just a great deal for San Francisco, and I also think it's a good deal for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, getting a 5th round pick, which could be a 4th, that's actually a really good return when you consider he did not have a good season last year in Philadelphia in that Vic Fangio defense, which here in San Francisco, we're very aware of the Vic Fangio defense back from the Jim Harbaugh days, but Bryce Huff not a fit really for that, more so in this kind of wide 9 scheme where he can really, be out wide and just use his lightning speed, off the snap to wreak havoc in the, in the backfield. And again, just what a compliment for Nick Bosa. We know Bosa is the guy, he has some speed, he has power, he has technique, he can kind of do it all. Whereas if you have a guy like Bryce Huff coming off the edge on the other side and just forcing the quarterback to have to move her out of the pocket or move around, a lot of times could be very well moving into just the ever-loving arms of Nick Bosa. The 49ers, I think we still have some questions. Well, we have some big questions, I believe, at the interior of the defensive line. Love the pick, Alfred Collins, CJ West, like both of those picks. But, when you look at the depth on the interior, not so great. However, on the edge, I think the Niners are looking really, really good. And I think it's just like a perfect pairing to have Bryce Huff with Robert Saleh, with Nick Bosa. I think that the Saleh and also bringing in Gus Bradley too, they are really going to elevate this defense. When you compare it to last year where, Nick Sorensen, who just, I don't think we had a turnover in the last 6 or 7 games or something crazy like that, Sorensen, just not good at all. So moving on to one of the, I would say, a top 5 defensive coordinator with Saleh, pair him with getting that pass rush, which is just so important in today's NFL. So overall, I think this is a really, really good move. If I had to give it a grade, I'm going to say maybe something like a B. But I do think that the Eagles also are getting good value because at the end of the day, they were going to be on the hook for quite a bit of money. For them to get back a 5th, which possibly could be a 4th, good business for them. But I think it's one of those trades that really is just like a win-win for both sides. So happy with the trade here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about what you think of the trade for Bryce Huff. Again, I know that I'm, really, way off on the reporting on this in terms of it happened long time ago, but I just still wanted to give you guys my thoughts on it in case you're wondering what do I think of the move. But I think it's a pretty good move overall. But thank you for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to like it, comment below, and I will see you in the next video. And before I go, I'm gonna say it, the butt counts, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.